This is a very seldom occurrence. I bought something made in China. It's made by Iris, whatever that is. I'm not familiar with that brand. Fagile. Don't have a hard time believing that. I saw these fans on Lamont's channel, or whatever his name is today. He's having an identity crisis with his channel name. And I thought it was interesting because it seemed like perhaps a little bit of R&D may have actually gone into the design of this thing, particularly in the area of the blades. And on the website they claim that the fan was very quiet. And of course they all claim that to some degree, but this one was pushing it a little bit harder. And I happen to really like quiet fans, so I thought perhaps if this is decent, maybe I'll give it a try. It's very, very rare, but there are occasions where the China outputs a satisfactory product. I'm hoping this is one of those times. So let's see what we have here. Do not open with a sharp object. Well, I'll open it with a dull object. Let's see how that goes. Not well. So I'm going to open it with a sharp object. I'm just going to do so carefully as I normally would. And I'll have to blur out that whole segment because there was the address on the side of the box. Okay, so opening it up, we have a pretty thick manual, and it's let's see, it's in English. Espanol, I think. Francais, perhaps? Anyways, doesn't seem like the translation is too bad. I don't see any crazy Chinglish from a brief look at the manual. Now it has this stuff, which I don't like because this doesn't biodegrade, and there's not a lot of places that recycle it either. And they have a plastic bag around the fan, which I also don't like, but at least that's relatively easy to recycle. And then we have the fan itself, a ton more styrofoam. Now I always keep the packaging for stuff, so that's how I store it. So it's not really a big deal, but I'd rather than just use cardboard. Okay, so here's the fan itself, and you see the blade looks pretty substantial. Kind of reminds me of the Fujitsu condenser blades. It's a very odd shape. It's very circular. Appears to have a shaded pole motor in there. Probably made by some crazy Chinese brand I'd never heard of. Yep, Shenzhen Zhaohui Motor Limited. And this one goes from low to high, which happens to be something I am very fond of. Turns very easily too. Now let's see, here's the informations. Now obviously it's made in China. I've heard, when I was looking at some of the reviews, there was some commentary from different people saying that it's going to be made in America soon. I don't know if I believe that, because there's a lot of people saying that stuff is going to be made in America after this stupid Crohn's virus, and while that would be wonderful, I don't necessarily understand why that would transpire. But anyways, the cord is pretty average length. It's about maybe 6 feet, 5 feet. And this is to rotate 360 degrees, so that's nice. And of course it's very noisy in this room, so we won't really know for sure how loud it is until I run it upstairs. I'll unplug this other fan for the moment to alleviate a little bit of the noise anyways. Fuse plug, and it is replaceable. It's a Hong Meow plug. This Chinese stuff is all over this thing. Alright, let's plug this thing up and see what transpires. This is low. It's definitely pretty quiet. And that's a reasonable amount of airflow. Not too shabby at all. Yeah, I think it is actually pretty quiet. Here's 2. I can hear it now, although it's still pretty quiet. And let's go 3. Not a big increase in speed on 3. Moves a pretty good amount of air. Although they're making some outrageous claim on the website that this is supposed to circulate 275 square feet of air or something like that. I don't really see that happening. You know, I mean, it's moving a nice amount of air, but it's not like outrageously powerful. Okay, let's switch it off. Spin down time is pretty good. Actually, it's quite good. Well, that's not bad. It's not quite as powerful as I was expecting it to be, but it certainly seems to show some promise.